And before we wrap, I want to share a little something with you we like to call the Whissel Widget of the Week. This is something we utilize in our business. It saves us time, makes us more money, or just helps us have more fun. What do you got for us, Brian?
I went to an open house the other day in my neighborhood. Down the street, they were selling a house. So I went by. And there's been a couple in my neighborhood that have been sold. And like most open houses, it was pretty rough, right? I walk in, there's no music. It's literally not, hello. It's one of those kind of experiences. And a lot of times when you go to an open house, and hopefully you're not hosting one like this, but when you go, they say, oh, here, look, take my MLS printout. And it's got confidential remarks printed out on there, or it's just got a really small, ugly picture. It's all black. It looks bad, right? So that's my widget. I'm just kidding. That's not my widget. I went and I saw, so the open house, to be fair, it literally was like 4:02. The open house ended at 4, so she was cleaning up. But I wanted to check it out. And so I went in, saw her flyer, and she was using a software, a program, a service that we've used in the past. And it actually has a good-looking flyer. It's called List Reports. And I don't know if you can sign up for this yourself or you need a lender to co-sign it.
Yeah, I think their model is to get a lender partner to sponsor you into it so they can make some money.
Perfect. So, but it's called List Reports, and on the front it's just a well-designed flyer. It's really easy to make. I think you just put in the MLS number or something on the back end. But it shows a couple photos of the house. It tells the information about the house, how many bedrooms, bathrooms. And then on the back, it talks about the schools and the things to do. It was just it's a nice flyer. It's really easy to use. And they also have some really cool things on there where I think they make one every day, but we call them our little social shareables. And so little Instagram or Facebook posts that have a little graphic and some text that you can use with it just to kind of share on your social media feed of something that looks nice and well done and you didn't have to do anything about it. So List Reports is what my widget this week, and I really like them.
Cool. I'll stay in that same vein and share something that I think is really valuable, whether you have it at open houses, you put it into your buyer consultations, you put it up on social. We work with a company called Keeping Current Matters, keepingcurrentmatters.com. David Childers, Steve Harney, Bill Harney, those guys are awesome. And they have some stuff that I think is really, really valuable right now that you need to be incorporating into your marketing with buyers. Is they have two things that I really love, right? We all know mortgage rates jumped substantially in the last 30 days. And we've got to be able to help buyers understand what this rate jump means to them. So they have some really good infographics on their website. And the two that are my widget for the week, there's one that is the cost of waiting. And so what it does is it shows a buyer based on the projected increase in home values, how waiting is going to cost them more money. So they have that option, and it also factors in rising mortgage rates. So you can see what the payment difference is. And then they have an alternative version, I think it's called the buyer purchasing power. And it can just help a buyer understand, like, hey, if you want to spend this much money on your mortgage, here's where you're at today. But if rates jump, here's how that's going to lower your purchasing power. So I think it's really valuable. Instead of you telling them, like, you got to buy now, otherwise you're not going to be able to buy anything, like, use data. This is how I've built my business. I'm a data guy. I'm not the best sales guy. I'll never pretend to be the best sales guy, but I will come with more data than 99.9% of the other realtors out there. And data is how I've always won my business. I know my data, my numbers better than anybody. And when you can provide them numbers as opposed to you trying to sell them and they're trying to make a big decision, they don't feel sold. You're actually selling them, but now they don't feel sold because nobody wants to feel sold. They just want to feel guided. Mm-hmm. And so by just giving them the numbers and putting it in front of them, you're just guiding them through and helping them realize that it makes sense to buy now. But I don't have to tell them to buy now. I just put the data in front of them, and it's a very obvious conclusion for them to come to.
Cool.
So that's what we got for you guys today. Hopefully you got a lot of value out of the show. Again, I'm Kyle Whissel with eXp Realty.
I'll see you guys next week.